Hey, welcome back to another reading. This is Soulmate Tarot. I'm Karen. Today's reading is, will you end up together with this person? Will you end up in a relationship with them? So I'm using the lovely Mystic Mondays Tarot, and I'm also using the True Love reading cards and the Romance Angels Oracle cards, and we'll be looking into the messages that I pick out of the bag as well. So really soon I'm going to be releasing a new set of meditations that I'm really excited about. So watch this space, and more information about those will be coming out really soon. So in today's reading we have 4 sets of cards. The set of cards number 1 is the yellow crystal. Set of cards number 2 is the blue crystal. Set of cards number 3 is the pink crystal. And set of cards number 4 is the green crystal. So I'll give you some time to focus in on the energies of the cards to see which set resonates with you the most. You can pause the video now, but I'll also leave some quiet time as well. Okay, so let's get into the reading. So welcome to set of cards number 1. You've chosen the yellow cluster crystal. So will you end up with this person? Will you be together? Will you be in a relationship? So we're going to look into the cards here, and then we're going to look into the messages in here as well. Okay, so will you end up in a relationship with this person? So you have the Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, the King of Cups, Strength, and the Ace of Swords. Reconciliation, Honeymoon, Silver Waterfall, and Yin and Yang. Okay, so I definitely feel that you will end up with this person, because we have the reconciliation card, the Yin and the Yang, which to me is like balance and union, and then we have the King and the Queen of Cups, their counterparts. It's having both of you having an open heart, an honest expression of emotions, a balanced exchange. So there's the Page of Swords, Strength, and the Ace of Swords as well. And so your connection is going to go from strength to strength, basically. There may have been some issues in the past for some of you with this Page of Swords energy, maybe a little bit of immaturity or not being able to see the value of this connection fully in the past. There may have been a back and forth kind of energy a little bit. But I'm definitely seeing someone here has been working on being able to express their emotions in a much clearer way, being much more open and honest, basically wearing their heart on their sleeve. There may have been some karma and some difficult things to heal and release in the past, but healing is occurring. That's what the Silver Waterfall is all about. And I'm noticing the swan here, which can be to do with twin flames. Swans mate for life. There's the butterfly of transformation, or the flowers of growth. The 2 parrots here. And the rainbow to me signifies healing of the chakras. So energetic healing is occurring within your connection. So yeah, the Queen and the King of Cups. In the middle of that is that energy of being a bit back and forth, but also it's like there was an initiation, maybe even like a spiritual awakening, where someone was learning to open up more and more. And like I said, it may have been on and off. There may have been this tug of war between love and fear for a while. But I really feel your connection is coming into much more strength, and you're coming together. Ace of Swords is victory. It's cutting the ties to anything that's been blocking this connection from moving forward. It's all about authenticity, fighting for the connection, being open, honest, speaking the truth, seeing the truth. There may have been a lot of epiphanies that have occurred in this connection. One of you may have helped to kind of heal the other person, because the Strength card normally shows the lady kind of taming the lion. So taming the parts of ourselves that are basically instinctual, but in terms of, you know, if we've been hurt in the past, then that leaves a scar, and then we can be very cautious in the future or in our present day life. But it's like taming, healing that aspect of the mind that's created fear. And so we can open up, trust in love, take a leap of faith. So reconciliation, someone from your past is returning to your life. And honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I do feel you're going to go through this honeymoon period. When I see this card, it reminds me of the Six of Swords, which is all about moving away from difficulties into a brighter future, into calmer waters, healing basically. And there's this angel that's like steering the gondola. So this could be a very spiritual connection as well, especially with the yin and yang. You could be soulmates or twin flames. Balance is returning. You know, you're very similar in many ways, but in other aspects you may be opposites. And so there's showing fire and water here. That may be relevant to some of you, maybe not. But it's like your souls are so harmonious together, but the differences may have created triggers and some initial problems. But those issues could come up to the surface, come out of the subconscious into the conscious awareness in order to be healed and released, washed away like this silver waterfall. Coming back into harmony, into union, into a deeper commitment. I feel like you've both been working hard to heal yourselves and fight for the connection. And you've both reached much more emotional harmony within yourselves, emotional balance, because the King and Queen of Cups, traditionally, their thrones are like shown on the shore of the ocean. So, you know, if there's waves of that ocean crashing against them, and water represents emotions, their thrones are still steady and strong. The Strength card, you know, finding this emotional stability within yourselves. There may have been some codependency in the past in your connection, maybe looking too much to each other's love and validation and approval on the outside, but then I feel like you've both found this self-love, this self-approval, self-worth, and that's what's really aligning you energetically into oneness, into union, and your connection is very, very strong. So let's look into these messages here. Healing, yeah. The silver waterfall, that is all about that healing. Your connection is healing whatever issues have taken place, whatever inner child wounds have come up in the past are now being healed, and you're coming into that oneness within, so you can come into oneness without, you know, with each other. There's two here that want to come out. fear of rejection. So I feel like this was an issue in the past. This is why there was some back and forth energy. I feel like it's mirrored, because this energy of being back and forth and the fears of rejection is between both the masculine and the feminine. So I feel like it's those fears that created turbulence or resistance or hesitation in the past. But you're moving forward on from that. That's what's healing. Don't want to lose what we already have. Okay, so yeah, there may have been some resistance or fear of taking a leap of faith at a certain point, because I feel like you'd already established some kind of connection or some kind of dynamic where there was communication or there was some kind of closeness or reconciliation, but it wasn't like 100%. There was still this element of someone holding back or both of you holding back. And it was a fear of making things too real, in case a rejection happened or a breakdown of the relationship. A fear of losing each other caused one of you or both of you to kind of stagnate and procrastinate because you were afraid of losing what you already had. So maybe one of you was afraid to really express your true wants and needs because you felt like the other person wasn't ready or they'd be resistant, and so you may have put your own needs on the back burner, and because you were afraid of pushing them and then running away, so you weren't fully honoring your own needs. And yeah, like I said, I feel like the other person in this connection was the one that feared that they weren't good enough, and so if they got close to you, they feared you would be disappointed in the real them, and so they were still like testing the water over and over and over, being overly cautious is what I'm feeling, just to really, really make sure that you loved them for them and that your love was not going to fizzle out. Too good for me, yeah. So they felt that you were too good for them, or you may have felt like they were too good for you, but you're the yin and the yang. You're equals, you're the king and the queen of cups, you're counterparts. It was illusion, it's an illusion to think the other person is better than you, or them thinking you're better than what they are. And I feel like that was this back and forth kind of energy, the fear of rejection, fear of, not being worthy enough. But that is what is healing, and there's a realization occurring that you are counterparts and equals. And it's all about, how we perceive ourselves. Dreams. So you may be connecting in the dream state. You may have been working together on your healing in your dream state. This person has a lot of dreams and goals about this reconciliation, about, I feel like they're fantasizing about the honeymoon period and what you'd be doing together. So thinking about you a lot from afar and wanting to make it a reality. Sleepless nights. Okay, so, and it's near this fear of rejection one. So somebody has struggled with this fear of stepping forward. Like, I do feel it's an energy of they feared being rejected if they were totally open and vulnerable, but then they may have also feared that you would reject them if they didn't step forward. So I do feel there has been some kind of separation for most of you, but that was so that this silver waterfall this healing energy could heal you both as individuals. So you come into your own balance within yourselves so that you can come into balance with each other. Taken for granted. Okay, so someone definitely felt taken for granted. Interestingly, it's near this message here. Don't want to lose what we already have. So someone may have felt taken for granted because the other person wasn't taking a leap of faith. They weren't taking it further. And they may have wanted the other person to wait for them to be ready. And then that led to the other person feeling taken for granted. Again, this is all what's healing. I feel any resentments, frustrations, impatience, or any energy of trying to control things, that's all being healed. A surrender has happened, and that's where all this transformation is taking place. So one final message. You're my world. So that's a lovely message to end the reading with. You're my world. So you mean so much to this person, and this person means so much to you. There's such a close bond that is on all level, like mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. There's this resonance. There's this yin-yang balance energies, this oneness. So please check out my other readings. I have lots on here about how does this person truly feel about you, what's going to happen in your connection, what do they want to happen, and all readings like that. So please check out my playlists. Also, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. So thank you so much, and I'll move on to the next set of cards. So this is set of cards number 2, and you've chosen the blue cluster crystal. So we're going to look into the tarot, the oracle cards, and then these messages in here as well. Okay, so will you end up in a relationship with this person? Will you end up together? So you have the Devil, the 7 of Cups in reverse, the 5 of Swords in reverse, the 3 of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Wands. Worth waiting for, playfulness, life purpose, chivalry. Okay. So will you end up together with this person? I definitely feel there is potential for you to have a reconciliation, for you to be together. There is life purpose here. So, you know, meeting this person has been a major event. It is a major event in your life. There are the 2 doves here near this heart. So the 2 doves can represent the reconciliation. Okay, so the tarot. There's the Devil card here. So there's been karma within your connection. You feel this infinite bond. You feel like there's these soul ties between you that cannot be cut. But there's been a lot of the shadow side being triggered up within your connection. I definitely feel that's part of the soul contract, definitely part of the life purpose. You met in order to heal each other by triggering up a lot of wounds that were kept in the subconscious. So the 7 of Cups in reverse. This could mean that some of you have been experiencing a third-party situation, because there is a 3 of Swords as well. Maybe you felt as though you've been waiting for this person, but they've been more of this playful energy. They may be quite flirty. Maybe, you know, it's taken them a long time to take things more seriously, or they may be flirtatious with other people. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that. This Seven of Cups in reverse could literally mean that this connection has proved to be difficult to get off the ground. There's someone may be daydreaming, or both of you may have been daydreaming about this reunion, about each other, about a relationship. Maybe because there's been difficulties, because there's been blocks, there's this karmic contract of what needs to be healed, but that's been blocking like a complete reconciliation in a healthy way. And because there's been this infinite bond, this magnetic draw to each other, but at the same time it's like you've been out of alignment. It hasn't been the right time to fully come together on all levels. It's led to a lot of waiting, it's led to a lot of thinking, it's led to living this connection a lot through the mind, because the Seven of Cups can be about daydreaming, fantasizing, and things becoming a little bit ungrounded, or you know, there's just you've not been fully in alignment with each other because the healing hasn't fully taken place on all levels just yet. And so it's your connection is there in the 5D and in the mental realm, and you may even have communication with this person for some of you, but it's like it feels like there's these energetic blocks that are meaning it's not grounding just yet, it's not the right time. Five of Swords, someone has been pushing the other away, or it could be, you know, on both sides. It could be mirrored. It could be that, again, there is this need for the self-love, the self-healing. You know, we can't have a happy, healthy relationship with someone else if we don't have a healthy relationship with ourselves. Self-love, self-worth. Basically knowing that our worth isn't dependent upon whether this other person commits to us or not. Because sometimes we can fall into this trap, this illusion of believing that our worth is dependent upon how the other person treats us, whether they commit or not, if they reject us or not. And this is often about the inner child wounds of abandonment and rejection from the past. So we subconsciously project those wounds into these kinds of connections. And we don't consciously realize it for a long time, that we are placing our sense of self-worth on the other person's shoulders, depending on what decisions or actions they take or don't take, you know. And I feel like this has been happening on both sides, because with this life purpose card, it's like both energies and it's mirrored. And it's similar with this Five of Swords. It's like both of your energies. It's a very symmetrical card. And it's like you're mirroring each other's energies. So a fear of rejection, the Three of Swords in reverse. It's like internally you're feeling rejected by each other, or there's just fears of that happening. And it's like, because you are mirrors of each other, if one of you or both of you is feeling like the other is rejecting you, it's like a lot of that is like the stories that we create within our own minds. Because I feel like you're both thinking, well, if this was meant to be, if this was real love, then we'd be together. Or if they truly loved me, they'd step forward and make it happen. But what I'm seeing is this isn't just down to someone's free will. This isn't a case of you both just making a decision and coming together. Wow, that is so weird. That my Hoover just switched on and off again. All by itself. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry, that just distracted me. So yeah, the Seven of Cups, it could be lots of options. I feel like for some of you, there may have been this infinite bond or this huge magnetic attraction. It felt very seductive but very scary at the same time. Like the deep love that has awoken within you both for each other. But, you know, whenever we have this heart awakening, it means that anything and everything that's blocking us from being able to give and receive love in a harmonious, healthy way, all of those blocks, fears, wounds, conditioning, negative stories about self-worth, that all gets triggered up. It has to be released in order for our heart to heal and be able to open more, to be able to give and receive that love. And that's when our intuition really opens up as well. Because there's definitely, Spirit is showing me, someone who couldn't see this connection clearly because they had a lot of thoughts, negative thoughts about self, negative thoughts about not feeling good enough, like paranoia about being rejected. And that was keeping their heart closed, that was keeping walls up, that was causing this pushing away energy. Because whatever we believe is what we manifest. So if someone or both of you were subconsciously not feeling worthy and were constantly feeling rejected, that belief was reinforcing itself in the 3D. That was what was manifesting or appearing to manifest. Whatever we believe is what we focus on, and sometimes we can't see beyond our own thoughts. But the Three of Swords in reverse is saying that, because swords are about the mind and perception, so it's like those stories that we hold on to where we think, you know, in this example, this person isn't committing to me because they don't think I'm good enough, or you know, we don't feel like we're good enough ourselves. You know, those negative thoughts are falling out of the heart now. Those swords are falling away so the heart can heal. There's a realization occurring about worthiness and knowing that you're good enough, and this person realizing that too. Five of Swords in reverse, it is more positive. Both of these cards are more positive. And this one can be more positive in the reverse position as well. It can say that there's this slow grounding. Decisions are slowly being made because the heart is awakening, the intuition. And so there's a realization within this person just how important this connection is, just how important your connection is. So yeah, that devil energy is like intense love and all that pain, the wounds coming up to be healed and released at the same time. And so this person has felt both energies, like love and fear. And so they were like, which is true? They're like, which is true? Because this is about illusion, confusion as well. Which is true, the love or the stories in their mind which were creating fear and feeling rejected. But this pushing away energy, you know, that is dissipating, that is falling away as well. Heart awakening, intuition, epiphanies. And the Page of Wands is a new direction, a positive new beginning. And it's worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So that basically means that the soul contract, the life purpose within this connection was partially about the healing, you know, this tug of war between the love, which is your soul truth, and the fear, which is the ego or the false identity, the conditioning, the amnesia that we have when we initially incarnate here as a human being. Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow the inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I feel like there was a lot of tense energy here. There was a lot of pressure, feelings of being pushed and pulled, feelings of confusion, like you know this person loves you, but then your mind was doubting that. And, you know, it was the same for this other person. And it was all like a jumbled mess is what I'm feeling for a long time. But there's this playfulness, there's this light-heartedness, as the heart, as your energies are raising in vibration. Just a deeper understanding of your connection. You know, how meaningful it is, how important it is, realizing what you mean to each other, that you're soulmates, or some of you twin flames. Chivalry. So the divine masculine, this new energy, this new beginning, is this person coming forward, like this person coming into their confidence, knowing their worth, coming forward with lots to offer you. So I feel like for most of you watching this, when the time is right, you will come together. However, for some of you, these energies could be slightly different. You know, you need to trust your own intuition. But this can also, for the odd few of you, this could be like the devil energy. It's like this is a karmic soul contract. It was, you know, to help you learn the lessons of self-love and healthy boundaries and turn that focus of love inwards. This person could be playful and charming, but they may have kept you waiting a long time. They may have had lots of options and they were refusing to commit to you because they were afraid of something deep. They wanted kind of playful energy with people. This could be they pushed you away for good. Could have had an inner conflict, like, should I stay, should I go, should I move on? This is a healing of your heart and you going in a new direction, and it's worth waiting for meeting the right person for you. But like I said, for most of you, I feel this is saying that there's a healing of this connection, this current connection. So let's look into these messages here. Will you end up together? Taking action. Okay, I'm feeling drawn to pull another one of these. What is this action about? Sexy, excited, alive. Okay, well, worth waiting for, taking action. This person, they are going to take action because you make them feel so sexy, excited, alive, because there's that magnetic pull. It does feel like a roller coaster because there is that deep, intense love, but also it's the, which is like the high, but then there's the lows of the triggering and the things that need to be healed and released that are coming up to be released. And so you make this person feel like $1 million, but I do feel they have this unhealthy like attachment to you, where they also believe that you could totally crush them, and that, you know, how you react to them, whether you love them or reject them, they're basing their sense of self-worth on that. And it is like an emotional roller coaster. But it is worth waiting for this person to take action, because they will. They may come forward towards you in a playful, kind of flirty way. They have a lot of like passion for you. Karmic contract. So yeah, definitely karma to be healed within this connection. For some of you, like I said, it could be a karmic contract in terms of they will come back for the playful stuff, and because you make them feel sexy, excited, alive, and they'll take action based on that passion that they feel. But there may not be like a full commitment. For others of you, there will be a full commitment in the future. But right now, there's still that karma that needs healing, like I was talking about, the wounds coming up to be released. Obsessed. So yeah, there's this obsession, which is like that devil energy. You know, when we obsess, it's like we're overthinking. I feel like this person feels that unbreakable tie, that really strong, magnetic, seductive pull. They're obsessed with you. This is the energy of spying on your social media, thinking about you all the time, looking at your photos. So that's kind of this energy of the Seven of Cups, thinking about things, but it's like an unhealthy attachment, which means you're not fully in alignment in a loving, healthy way. Obsession is often about fear, a fear of loss, and then trying to grab hold of the connection. But that fear is a fear of not having each other, not having the other person's love. And so that fear is what's blocking the alignment of the love, the higher vibration of love. There's definitely something going on like within this reading, so I've just experienced ringing in my ear just then as well. Spying. This is what I was just saying, spying on your social media, obsession. And if you're like feeling obsessed about this person and you're spying on them as well, then, and you're really, really waiting for them to take action, I do feel that you need to take a step back. You need to focus on your self-love. I know this is so much easier said than done, but you know, this obsessive energy, it's like holding on. It's an energy of resistance. It's because there's the fear of it not happening and that it's going to slip through your fingers if you're not constantly thinking about it and holding on to the energy. And so that's, you know, that fear vibration is what's blocking the love from flowing in. So there does need to be more trust, more surrender. And for many of you, that's like facing your biggest fear. Like the biggest fear is often of losing this person. And so we feel subconsciously that if we keep thinking about it, if we keep trying to problem solve it, then that's our way of holding on to it and working towards it and keeping it in our grasp. And we have this fear that if we surrender, we're just going to let it go and it's just going to completely float away and fade away. But, you know, if that happens, then that was because it was meant to happen. You know, a harmonious relationship is not meant to be, you know, holding on, trying to force it to work, obsessing, getting extremely stressed out and fearful. You know, nothing harmonious ever comes out of that energy. And so the best course of action is to surrender, to hand this over to the universe, to focus on yourself, focus on your own life, focus on your own life purpose. That will give you peace of mind as well. And then if this person is the person for you, that self-love, that relaxation, that raising of your vibration, that surrender, going with the flow, you know, no longer needing this person in order to feel good enough or feeling like your whole life's happiness is dependent upon whether you come together with this person or not. You know, you need to release that because that is an illusion. This relationship cannot make you happy if you're not happy within yourself, and vice versa. And I feel like there needs to be a realization of that on both sides, a true surrender. If you're struggling with surrendering, I do have meditations on my website all about that. Fearless Faith. Sorry, I was trying to think of the name of the meditation. Fearless Faith is all about surrender. It's all about knowing that you're going to be happy within your life, no matter what happens with this person, whether you end up with them or not. And it's really surrendering. It's really facing that fear head on. And therefore, stepping out of your own way, surrendering and allowing whatever is for your highest good to manifest. So that's called Fearless Faith, and it's on my website, which is twinflamepsychic1111.com. And there is 50% off of all of my products and services, and all the details are below this video in the description box if you are interested in that. Stuck in illusion. So yeah, illusions of unworthiness. We can become obsessed with someone if they're hot and cold with us. It's like 1 minute we feel all this love and we feel this massive high with them. And then, if they withdraw, if there's fears and blocks, then we're waiting and we're like, we don't know when we're next gonna get that high feeling of feeling loved and them giving us attention. And so that roller coaster can become addictive because we never quite know when the light's going to shine on us again, when we're going to feel that love from that person. But again, this illusion, I feel on both sides, has been about you're both feeling as though it's unrequited love when it isn't. Like this person thinks, is she really, or is he really in love with the real me, or is it just a fantasy they're in love with? Is the real me going to disappoint them? And then the other person's feeling, this person loves me because they are opening their heart at times, but then other times they're pushing me away. So, are they with me or are they not? I love you. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you both feel or fear that it's unrequited love, but I love you. This person loves you, you love them. And this is over the divine masculine energy. I love you. This person's going to come forward and express their love for you. One final message. Infinite bond. Wow. So that was what I was saying a lot through this reading. You could be twin flames or soulmates. It's part of your life purpose, the soul contract, to go through this karma, the healing, basically rewrite the limiting stories that you've both had about feeling unworthy. And, looking outside of self for proof of that kind of thing, and working on the self-love. So please check out my other readings. I have tons on here about how does this person really feel about you? What do they really want to happen? And what is going to happen between you? So look at my playlists, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. If you would like an additional free reading every single week, which is exclusive to my email subscribers, then please also sign up to those by clicking on the link below this video. So thank you so much, and I'll move on to the next set of cards. So welcome to set of cards number 3. You've chosen the pink cluster crystal. So will you end up together in a relationship with this person? We're going to look into the tarot cards, the oracle cards, and then these messages here as well. Okay, so will you end up in a relationship with this person? There's the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands. So that's really positive. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. Commitment. The two swans. You could be twin flames. And intimacy. So this is a really, really positive reading. This is saying that you're definitely going to have this commitment with this person, this relationship. The Four of Wands is also often called the twin flame card or the divine marriage card. It can mean that you're going to end up married to this person in the future. So it's really interesting. It starts off with the Five of Cups. So this could mean a few things. It could mean that there's been some issues within your connection and there's been some kind of loss or some kind of separation, but there's still an opportunity for you to come back together, because this normally shows the person focusing on 3 cups that are spilt over, but then there's still 2 cups standing upright behind them, which is like the Two of Cups card, the happy relationship, the commitment. And so for some of you, some kind of loss may have happened within this connection, but it's really woken one of you up or both of you up. You know, maybe there was an unhealthy dynamic going on where there was codependency and you were trying to hold on to each other in a certain way, but it was like a fear-based holding on to each other. And it's also those fears that were keeping you separated. It's like you're clinging to each other, but it was also a block like between you, the fears. So you weren't fully able to come together in a healthy relationship. And so some kind of unhealthy dynamic had to be broken down in order for you both to have epiphanies within yourself, release the codependency, create more independence and self-love, and a realization that your worth wasn't dependent on the other person. Maybe healthy boundaries were created. Maybe being honest about what your true needs were. Maybe some of you went your separate way temporarily and you worked on yourself. You worked on your own goals and aspirations, and you started creating and manifesting a much more healthy, happier life within yourself, like raising your vibration, knowing your self-worth, basically. So that could be one meaning. This Five of Cups for some of you could mean that you met this person after another relationship ended. Or for some it could be, I'm just throwing this out there, it could be that the person you have in mind may not be the one that you end up with. And, you know, there's been some kind of loss. But unexpectedly, you may meet someone new, like a true twin flame or a true soulmate who's going to commit to you. So that could be the message for some of you. Like I said with this card, it normally shows the person focusing on something that's lost, and they don't realize that there's 2 cups standing up right behind them. So for some of you, this could actually mean that you're still kind of hung up on someone, but you're kind of looking in the wrong direction because you have this fear or this belief that you'll never be happy again with anyone else, or you'll never meet anyone else, or you'll never feel this same way with anyone else again, or feel that love. But you may be, you know, standing in your own way by focusing on in the wrong direction or on the wrong person. And I don't know, I just feel like I want to say that sometimes we can believe that we're not going to be as happy with anyone else because we've become addicted to a roller coaster of emotions with someone else, and it kind of tricks us into believing that is love, because we feel intense highs, but it's because we feel intense lows as well. Like the lows really make the highs feel so much higher. You know, if it's a hot and cold energy, we can feel like we're on cloud 9. We can feel like really, really good when this person's like shining their spotlight on us, giving us love and attention. But then when they're silent or they've ghosted us, they've disappeared, then we can like hit rock bottom and You know, if they're hot and cold, then we don't know when they're next gonna shine their light on us again, and so we're waiting, and it becomes this addictive pattern because you think, oh, this could be the day that they're gonna show me love again, and then it feels all happy, and it's very intense, the highs and the lows, and we can mistakenly believe that is intense love. It is intensity, but it's an addictive pattern. But true love, I do feel like a soulmate connection will run much more smoothly, and that may seem boring in a way, but it's stable. It's true love. It's much more harmonious. It's not like this abusive kind of pattern. So that's just a message that is coming through to me, and I feel like it will help some of you. So for some of you, you will be releasing someone, and unexpectedly a soulmate, someone where it's much more harmonious, is going to come in, because it was a roller coaster with this person from the past, and then you've had this separation. Some of you may be in the process of feeling called to let this person go and work on yourself, and then that's when the new person will come in. Okay, but for some of you, it is a reconciliation with this same person, because most of these cards are positive. The only slightly negative one is the first one. There was a sunset, the ending of some kind of cycle or relationship into much more harmony, even either a new relationship coming in which you weren't expecting, or it is a healing of this current relationship. Because there's the Six of Swords. This is moving out of difficulties and conflict and disharmony into happiness, harmony, a brighter future. This is healing, but this can also mean kind of, it's like moving on from someone, and in a way you're sad about it, but in another way you know that it has to be done. It's like when you love someone but it's just not working out, and it feels more destructive to try and keep making it work, so you just know you have to surrender it and move on. So that's why I'm feeling, for some of you, you will find love with someone else, and it will come in unexpectedly. But for a few of you, it is like a healing of this connection, like you're moving forward into the brighter future together. So either way, you're coming into love if you've chosen this set of cards, whether it's with this same person or someone new. Because there's the Ten of Cups. The conclusion for you is commitment, intimacy, meeting the one, meeting your soulmate, meeting your twin flame, marriage. So, whoever you end up with within the next few months, I feel that is, for the majority of you, that is going to be the one for you, who you will have this commitment with, this marriage with. It's a past life relationship. You've known each other before in past lives. And when you meet, it's going to be a surprise to you, like you weren't expecting to meet, whether this is the same person or the new person. Ten of Cups, the happy relationship, complete fulfillment, the conclusion being that fulfillment on all levels, the happy relationship, the family life, the children, the home, emotionally just feeling so happy. Eight of Pentacles, so this is working hard. I feel this is like working hard on yourself, because I'm seeing all these colours. It's like the rainbow, it's like the chakras, healing your own energies. 8 is that infinity symbol as well. So it's like whatever energy and healing work you're putting into yourself, or whatever vibration you're becoming, it's going to be reflecting back to you. like that infinity symbol. So much more stability within yourself, emotional stability, knowing your worth, having healthy boundaries, honoring your own needs, knowing that your worth is not dependent upon anyone else and whether they commit to you or not. You know, realizing that none of it ever was personal. It was just a lesson, reflecting back to you to make you realize that you do deserve the best, especially if you're someone that's been extremely giving and patient and compassionate. There's this realization within you that you deserve someone that's going to be equally invested, equally kind, compassionate, and generous. Like you're basically finally realizing that you deserve that in return, and therefore it's coming to you. It's manifesting into your life. I often see the Four of Wands as like a gateway as well. You're moving through this gateway into a new beginning, a new door of opportunity is opening up for you. Again, whether it's with this same person or someone new. So definitely feeling this deep divine connection with this person, whomever it may be. This is the one for you. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek, or you will have done, you know. If it's someone new, you will know that. You will feel this past life connection. You'll feel this oneness within your heart, within your soul. You'll feel this, what's the word? Alignment with them, this harmony. And there's commitment here. Swans mate for life. This is the moon, so this is deep emotions. The connection goes beyond what it appears on the surface because of that strong past life bond. And true intimacy, open-heartedness, expression of love, really good communication, because I'm seeing a lot of blue, which is the throat chakra. Good communication of feelings, because green is the heart. And there's all these flames here and the candles. So yeah, you could be aligning with your twin flame and ending up together with them, or you could meet your true twin flame, your true soulmate, the true person where you have this soul contract of this commitment, this divine marriage and this physical marriage in the future as well. Okay, so let's look into these messages. Problem solving. So yeah, if there has been issues within a connection, you're solving those problems and coming together. Or for those of you, you know, that already feel like you're kind of moving on and you kind of know that, but you're still kind of curious about the energies of this connection. You're this energy, Five of Cups, where you have for the most part released this old person. You've solved that problem. You've released the karma. And so this past life relationship with someone new will be able to come in. Trust issues. So yeah, some of you, I feel like you know, if this is an old person that you're releasing, you felt like you couldn't trust them anymore. And you've become much more honest with yourself about this person. Like if you had trust issues in the past, you may have just like brushed that under the carpet and been like, well, this is my twin flame, so I've got to hold on to them and be unconditionally loving and, you know, maybe turning a blind eye to a lot of things. But for some of you, I feel like you are moving on and it's like a huge weight off your shoulder. It's like solve the problem by addressing or being honest with yourself that you couldn't trust this person, and therefore you're thinking, well, there's no point like trying to hold on to that connection if there's not even any trust in the connection. Infinite bond. This could be the one. So yeah, you know, whoever this turns out to be, whether it's the current person or someone new, it's the infinite bond. You know, you're gonna end up with someone, the right person, where you have this infinite bond with them. Past life relationship. This could be the one. Soulmate, infinite bond. So, you know, in a sense, there's no need to worry. You know, you may be worrying that, oh, we're not gonna end up together with this person that you may already have in mind. But, you know, even if you don't end up with that person, you are gonna meet the right person and end up with the right person over the next few months, definitely within this year is what I'm feeling. So I feel like that's why that message at the start of the reading came out, where some of you may be thinking, I'm feeling disheartened and feeling like I don't want to be with anyone else because I'm never going to feel this intense emotion. But like I said, for some of you, that was like that addictive, kind of abusive kind of pattern that felt the highs and the lows, and it just intensified everything. But you deserve someone that's fully going to commit to you and be harmonious and be dependable. Some of you may be really confused right now. So Spirit is saying, you know, you're just going to have to wait and see who it turns out to be. Lost without you. So yeah, this person from your past is feeling lost without you, or you may be feeling like lost without this person. But I feel like for some of you, your life is going to change like dramatically, and you are going to meet someone new. And initially, it's going to be such a surprise, and you've been worried that you're going to be lost without this other person. I feel like you're going to be able to heal from that and release them much more easily than what you are currently imagining. Because when this new person comes in, you're going to realize that, wow, I was trying so hard to manifest this kind of relationship, but with someone else. And then what, you know, all that work you invested in this previous relationship, it wasn't wasted, because what you were really manifesting was an alignment with that love energy of what you wanted. And then someone new who can give you that, who is your true soulmate, is coming in. But it's like you met this other person where there was all the difficulties, because that was a preparation for you to finally know your worth and become ready for your true soulmate. Unworthy. Reminiscing. You're my world. Expectations. Okay. So this addictive kind of codependent pattern was due to unworthiness, like this illusion, like you may have not felt worthy, or you may have believed they didn't see you as worthy. And then this other person was not feeling good enough for you and felt like you were too good for them. So for some of you, I do feel like you are moving on from someone from the past, and they will be reminiscing. And sometimes you will be reminiscing about that connection and feeling lost without each other. But ultimately, I feel as though you will know it's for the best. Like that Six of Swords, like I was saying, you know, you have some regrets and sadness about moving on, but it's just wasn't working with this other person. And this epiphany, this realization that you're having is about your worth, knowing that you are worthy of a true commitment, reminiscing about the past with the other person. This person may be reminiscing about you when you're moving on. But, you know, you're my world and expectations. I do feel like you will have an infinite bond, even if it's with someone that you move on from, like your soul family members. But I feel like you're also going to open your heart to someone new, many of you. And this new person is going to like become your world. Because you're going to be married to them. Expectations. What's this expectations about? Separation. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like you're just going to know that there's a separation and it's not working out with the other person. And so I do feel many of you will be moving on. For the odd few of you where there is a healing of the current connection, the current person that you're thinking of, you know, you do share an infinite bond with them. You feel lost without each other. They feel lost without you. This person is going inwards and problem solving. They had trust issues. They didn't trust their own worthiness. They're reminiscing about the past because you're in a separation. They really think that you are their world. But they had expectations of separation, expectations of abandonment and rejection, and that was what was holding them back. And there is a possibility of you moving forward together and healing that and coming together in a happy relationship. This person may be working behind the scenes to really heal themselves and become stable within themselves so they can have a stable relationship with you. And you are soulmates, and there is going to be commitment and much more intimacy, openness and honesty. But, you know, even though that may have confused you because you're like, well, which one is it? Am I going to be with this person I'm currently thinking of or someone new? You know, this is a general reading, so I feel there was definitely two messages here. So one will resonate with you and one might not, but it will resonate with someone else. And like Spirit was saying to me, you know, you just have to wait for that divine timing, and you know, whatever happens, that will be your answer. Even though, you know, that sounds very frustrating perhaps to some of you. But please check out my other readings because I have loads on here about how this person feels about you, what is going to happen between you, what they want to happen, all things like that. So look at my playlists and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications. That will notify you every time I release a new reading. If you would like a free additional reading every single week, which is exclusive to my email subscribers, then please sign up to those by clicking on the link below this video. And I'll move on to set of cards number 4. So this is set of cards number 4, and you've chosen the green cluster crystal. So will you end up in a relationship with this person? We're going to look into the tarot cards, the oracle cards, and then these messages within this bag here. So will you end up together with this person? There's the 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the King of Swords in reverse, the Moon in reverse, Death. Okay. Pay attention to red flags. The signs are cautioning you. You deserve love. You are lovable. The distorted masculine. Compatibility. Okay. So, you know, I feel like I have to give a warning before I say this reading. Five of Pentacles. There's a lot of intense energies here. I feel with this Five of Pentacles, this is definitely someone feeling pushed out, pushed aside, left out in the cold. Someone's created a barrier and they're not letting you get close to them. Or this could be you. You could have walked away from someone. This is like the card of someone ghosting you, disappearing, giving their time and attention to other people or other areas of their life. Someone's moved in a different direction and you've been left feeling stabbed in the back with this Ten of Swords. This is a card of an ending, just like the Death is as well. So you felt betrayed by this person. You may feel abandoned by this person, or you may have walked away from them and they felt abandoned. It could be on both sides, like they've stabbed you in the back in some kind of way, so then you walked away and then they feel stabbed in the back because you've ghosted them or something like that. Separation has occurred. An ending has occurred. It's been extremely painful for you because this person has left you out in the cold. It's the King of Swords in reverse. So this could be someone who's a narcissist, or it could be someone who was not honest with you, someone that was refusing to like express their emotions, someone that was having a poker face, or has been very cold and distant, or it could be the other way around. They could have been argumentative. They could have been saying nasty things to you and being abusive. Could have been mind games, hot and cold behavior. This person has a lot of bitterness. I feel like they've projected that onto you. I feel like this person doesn't really care that they've hurt you at this time. This person, I feel, has a lot of bitterness and anger. They are the energy of the distorted masculine. So their focus has been on like surface level things, or money, or power, or status. The snake is in here as well. So I feel like this is a karmic connection, a karmic relationship, which wasn't meant to last forever. I feel there's been a lot of red flags coming up. The signs are cautioning you. The moon in reverse is saying something was hidden, but it's been revealed. Or it could be that this person has been lying to you and they're trying to keep it hidden, but it's been revealed. And that's what made you feel stabbed in the back. Or this person just refused to do their own healing work, and so they pushed you away. They may have tried to blame you. And then there's this death, the ending of the connection. Red flags. So I feel this may have been a dynamic where you were basing your sense of self-worth on this other person's shoulders. Like subconsciously you gave this person power over you to make you feel that you weren't good enough. Like you placed your self-worth on whether they committed to you or not. So this may have come into your life due to like childhood wounds where you felt abandoned or rejected. And then often we subconsciously attract the same kind of dynamic in our romantic relationships where someone's emotionally unavailable. And then we're trying to prove to ourselves, or our inner child's trying to prove to ourselves that we are lovable by, whether we can work hard to get this person to love us. So you could have been someone that was giving and giving and giving and trying to prove that you're lovable and trying to prove to them that you're the best person that they could ever be with. No one's going to ever love them like you do, kind of thing. But I feel like you put up with a lot of things that where you deserved love. You deserved so much better. You are lovable. I feel like there was a lot of red flags that maybe you weren't being honest with yourself about. It's like she has this veil on her. For a long time, I feel like you had this veil on where there was this fear of being honest with yourself about how this person was mistreating you. But you deserve love. You are lovable. You are worthy. You are good enough. Just because you exist, you know? Everyone is lovable in truth when they're in alignment with their true self. Like when we have this union with our soul truth. Because often we're so identified with our ego identity or the false identity, which is often a collection of stories. And often it's like negative stories where we believe certain things happened in our life or certain people treated us in certain ways because, you know, we have this story where we tell ourselves, oh, they treated me like this because I'm not good enough, or they didn't think I was worthy enough. And we try and prove ourselves. But there's this need to go inwards and find the self-love within. Know your own worth within yourself. Because whatever vibration you are within is what you manifest. So I feel this is an issue of you being incompatible, because they're birds and they're going in opposite directions. It's like ships that pass in the night kind of thing. So I feel like this was a temporary connection. You came together for a little while, but now you're moving in different directions. I feel there was this soul pull because you do know each other in the spirit world, and you had this karmic contract. Your souls agreed to meet and trigger these wounds to help you have that self-love within yourself. This is basically a relationship that is preparing you to meet the right person at the right time, because you will have learned a lot from this connection about needing to honor your own needs, your self-worth, and not giving away your personal power. You know, most people go through this at some point or another. So I don't feel like you will end up with this person guarded. This person is extremely guarded, and they weren't willing to go inwards and do their own healing work. In truth, they were just running away from themselves because they didn't feel good enough. But they may have tried to make out like you weren't good enough for them in some cases. But really, it's because they believed they weren't good enough. Hoping and praying. Yeah, pay attention to red flags. This is over. The signs are cautioning you. Sometimes when we really, really want something to work out, a relationship to work out, we can turn a blind eye to these red flags, and we're hoping and praying to be loved and that things are just going to work out. But there's this need to really be honest with this intuition, this sinking feeling within your heart, the red flags that have been coming up. We belong together. Astral connection. So there has been this strong belief. Maybe you believe this person was the one for you because there was this roller coaster of emotions, which can become extremely addictive. We can feel such intense high because there is this connection. I do feel, like I said, it's a karmic connection, but your souls know each other in the higher dimensions. But I don't feel you're supposed to end up together in a long-term thing. And so you feel that connection, you feel that magnetic draw, and it can make us believe that we belong with this person, and especially if there's an astral connection as well, where we connect with them telepathically on the higher dimensions, and there's a spiritual aspect to it. And so it makes us feel more connected to the divine, to our soul self, to God. And so we can mistake that to mean that we belong together with this person, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It can mean that they're a person that just connects us more to our true self, to set us on the right path, to heal ourselves. And therefore, like I said, it's preparation for you to meet the right person is what I'm really feeling. Crying. So this distorted masculine is crying. Because I feel like many of you have walked away because you feel like too much pain has happened. You felt stabbed in the back, and many of you feel like there's no coming back from that. Because you know that you deserve love and that you are lovable. And now you are paying attention to the red flags, and you're asking yourself, are we truly compatible? And you're feeling as though you're not. Jealous. Okay, so this person is crying, they're really upset, they're jealous. And I feel it's because you are moving on. I feel like some of you may already be dating someone else, or you're getting ready to meet someone. You may meet someone unexpectedly that you are compatible with, and this person's going to be very jealous of that. But it's going to feel like karma. It's going to feel like, I don't want to say this is their punishment, because I don't feel like karma works like that, but they're going to be kicking themselves basically because they took your connection for granted. They didn't treat you right. They felt like you were going to wait around for them forever, and then it's like all of a sudden you've moved on, and you may meet someone else, or you may already be with someone else, and they totally weren't expecting that. Leap of faith. Fear of rejection. So I feel like this person wasn't taking a leap of faith because they feared rejection. And that's why some of you felt stabbed in the back. It was literally because they kept leaving you in the cold, and they weren't coming forward. They weren't facing their fears. And it really took its toll on you. So some of you took a leap of faith in a new direction. So I know that some of you are going to be disappointed by this message, but some of you, I actually feel this is just going to be confirmation of what you're already thinking and feeling. Like for the most part, you've already moved on, but you still, you may be wondering about this connection still a little bit. I feel like for many of you, this is confirmation that you are doing the right thing, and that you're healing, because you're going to feel okay with this message. And, that is a sign that you've healed a lot from this connection. So please check out my other readings. I have tons on here about how this person feels, or I have, ones on here about who is your soulmate and when and how are you going to meet your soulmate, and all readings like that. So please check those out. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. If you would like an additional reading every single week, which is exclusive to my email subscribers, then please also sign up to those by clicking on the link below this video. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.